Uncle Guido once again with all my little friends, hanging out in the cave of chaos and confusion and revolution. And I want you all to remember that we deep down have been knowing that the system is wrong, is rigged, is only serving the 1%. We've known this a long time. Let me adjust something here. Excuse me. Gotta change something here. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Back again. So, my friends, I'm going to talk to you about a little bit of the astrology wrapped around what's going on these days. Isn't it amazing how we shifted from focusing on about the fear of the pandemic or dying from the plague, and that's almost all forgotten as we decide we're going to protest, and some of us want to loot and think that that's going to be the answer to any solution. That's just a crime. That's all it is. Yes, there is a lot to protest about, and that poor man who started this whole thing. Good Lord, I hope justice prevails in that. And he is a good catalyst for us all looking at the way things have been for a long, long time and getting to the point of letting go. And if you've paid attention over the past few messages I've sent you, it is about letting go of the status quo, letting go of the way things are structured, the money system, the 1% controlling everything and you having very little. Letting go of the need to rely on government. Now there's a tough one. I want you to think about, especially the younger generations. Do we have to rely on the man telling us how to proceed, where to go, what to do, get this shot, stay 6 feet apart? I mean, the whole fiasco of this corona crap was just a tool, because the powers that be knew that change was afoot, that we were getting ready to do something on our own, that the hammer was going to fall on all of these institutions and pedophiles and things like that. I could just go off and off and off, but I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're seeing in the stars that are reflecting times. And some of these aspects in the stars are the same that came around when the Revolutionary War took place, are the same that came about when we went through the Civil War and that whole thing about the slaves and people being less than other people and all of that came into focus one more time. And here we are again, still going over the same old crap. You know, history is like a burrito, as they says. It just wraps around and it comes back around. Have you learned anything? No. Okay, I'll come back around later. Have you learned anything? And the heat goes up every time. And as my friend Shazbot Paniwaddle said this morning at breakfast, you know, it just keeps coming around, same old thing, nothing new under the sun, but the toys keep getting better, and the technology's better, and the weapons are more lethal. And at the same time, in conjunction with those toys being better and the computerization in our phones, we are also being trained to give ourselves away more to technology, to get lost and go deep within that that TV program, that computer game, that constant need to be fixated on my Facebook posts and how many people like that. All the while conversation slips away and I've really got nothing to say that I can't just type away and escape today from you know, the slings and arrows of being in the physical world here and now. Okay? So what we're really looking at is a deep down piezoelectrically stored emotions. We've known for a long, long time that the system is not right, that it's rigged, that government doesn't do any good for anybody except the corporations. Yet for some reason we keep thinking if we vote right this time between Pedo Joe and Pumpkinhead that we're going to get something, you know, better than we've already got. Malarkey. The only way we are going to evolve and save ourselves and get out of this is if we individualistically go within and seek for new answers after we've been able to let go within of our same old stories, our same old emotional traumas and tribulations, our same old needs for you know, pats on the back, our same old strivings for this, that, or the other thing. It's time to go in and look at a whole new way, to be in surrender to the universal spirit, saying, Lord, show me where to go. How can I make my way through this wasteland of chaos and confusion and violence and bigotry and everything else that we see that's going on? It's just absolutely nutty. And that is reflected in the astrology here. So I typically wing these things, and I'm just gonna go over this full moon, which was on Friday night. And that was on 6/5/2020, June 5th, 2020, which happened to be a 51/6. So that energy was really looking at myself and my own personal freedom, and how do I blend my needs and my personal freedom with the needs of others and being of service to others. The 6, the 5 is freedom and change, the 1 is the individual beginning, me, 51/6. There was a full moon eclipse there, and eclipses are a sign in the sky that helps you to release old blockages, old pent-up emotions. It helps break through these sort of things. And they kind of point the way for the next 6 months into the future of how things are going to go. So if all of these protests and riots and cops leaving bricks on the streets handily for the rioters, you know, if this is any indicator of where we're going, we know that them from the dark that want to take total control are behind of a lot of these energies and a lot of these nefarious things, keeping us in chaos, keeping us in battle, keeping us at the point of revolution so they can swoop in and really set things right the way they want under martial law and all that. But you know, I could go off on them from the dark forever. That's like one of my favorite topics, and you know, I do wear a tinfoil hat. So that's just me. Part of what we're looking at, this full moon is in Sagittarius. So there's a need for greater understanding and wisdom, greater expansion, and a need for freedom. How can that? What them from the dark are doing is just the opposite. They're getting us to shut down, isolate ourselves, not talk, wear masks. There's no freedom in that. Next thing you know, this is going to become the status quo, like taking your goddamn shoes off at the airport. That's such a load of bullshit. I don't know why we ever stood for that crap. No tennis shoe ever blew up on a plane, never, and they never found another one since that one guy who was a plant anyway, you know, just to get us so that we, the sheep, are more conditioned to accept their stupid little rules, and they just giggle all the way to the bank while they watch us take off our shoes and grumble through the line. Anyway, this pandemic was just more of that. Here's the key to freedom. It's not looking out there. The government's not going to save you, not going to fix you. No savior's going to come out of the clouds and help you out. This freedom only comes from within. When you have the chutzpah to put all the toys aside and go within. How many times? I bet Uncle Guido's been telling you that ever since the get-go of this thing. And now, you know, I have to be distracted in and talk about all this societal upheaval. You know, I've been waiting for this upheaval since the end of the 80s. And, you know, it's like, careful what you wish for, Uncle Guido. You never know which kind of package it's going to come in to get you. But we're all in it. We're all in it now, and we're all looking at it going, what the is going on, people? Really? This poor man gets murdered, so you decide to go break a window and steal a TV. That's gonna help, Grow up, you idiots. On the other hand, there's lots of positivity coming out of this, and if we can get the police to lighten up on some of these things as an example of what not to do, and how to maybe become more like the bobbies in England, maybe you don't even need to carry a gun, and definitely don't go choking people for 10 minutes, you idiot. Anyway, let's go back to the astrology. That's what I'm here to do. I teach astrology, numerology, and tarot. And when you work on these tools, it opens up your mind so that your intuition comes online, so that you have greater faculties of perceptibility of the information around you. We only view a tiny little bandwidth of the entire spectrum of information. And when you work on your spiritual Dan through tarot, astrology, and numerology, you start to glow. You start to glow like Uncle Guido. Life starts to get good. You start to know, hey, I've got a feeling I need to go over here. Looky there. Hey, that parking spot is right up front. How about that? Oh, yeah, that's always nice. Anyway, we got the sun in Gemini. Moon would be just opposite of that on that little wheel. Okay, so if the moon's in Sagittarius, the opposite from that is Gemini. That's where our sun is. And so, you know, what this is calling for in this alignment is to really examine what you think you know. And here's another big point I always harp on. You don't know what you know. You were handed everything you know. Said, here, this is how the tribe thinks. This is what your religion does. So just follow the playbook. Do what we tell you. Yep, you're doing good. Get a little A, put a star. You know, give you some goodies. Little graduation presents. Yes, all the little good stuff that encourages you to be a good playing member of society, to think like we do. Don't ruffle our feathers. Don't rock the boat. Oh no, that's Uncle Guido's job. See, I've been encouraging you to wash your brain. You need a brainwashing. You got so much crap in there that is false and leads to a dead end. I guarantee you, no matter how many of the prescribed things you do in man's world, you're going to get there and you're going to do it. You're going to say, oh, that was cool for a while, but there's got to be something more. It's just like that trampoline sitting in your backyard rusting for the last 4 years that you used for 2 weeks and forgot all about, you know? That's just the nature of the material world. We're here to play with matter. Yes, it's good, have that trampoline. But don't let the acquisition of things become the driving force. The driving force is to know thyself and then to give an expression of that higher self out to others and to help them to become the best that they can be. Like I said, what you think you know just isn't the deal. Well, there's my dog. See, my dog agrees. That's old Bodie there. He agrees. Anyway, Venus is opposite the moon right now, and so this also helps to emotionally just look at what you thought you took for solid rock kind of thing, going, man, that's the way it is. It's the way it's always been. Death and taxes, right? And like, oh, no, wait a minute. They're lying to me. They've been lying to me all along. There's something more than that. Okay, at the same time, we've got Mars in Pisces. Well, old Pisces is always out there saying, let's destroy all that and do something new. And then Mars in there turns up the heat and gets the old tempers rolling and the heat and the violence and the war and all that stuff. So, you know, all that's about is you got to turn up the heat and be ready to evolve. Because the way we've done things, whether we like it or not, it's not going to be anymore, right? The infamous they have a game plan for you. Yeah, it involves vaccines and digital currency and all these other little control mechanisms through your phone, you idiot. You've given them everything they need to know everything about you. The new currency nowadays isn't gold or silver or hardcore cash, it's information. And you provide it to them all the time. Your little Facebook dealy-doo, you know, they know every little thing about you, including what your willy looks like, you know, because you're dumb enough to post a dick pic for some skank. And boy, I'm going off. Please, sorry, forgive me. I'm not in judgment. I'm reading astrology. That's my job. And so it explains, when you understand how to look out at the stars and see what the planets are doing, you go, oh my God, that's right, in alignment with what's actually going on. So as my friend Jim Wanless from Voyager Tarot says, if you can preview something, you can prevent it. If you can get an idea of what's coming at you, you can respond in an appropriate manner. You know, it's like, hey, look, this poor guy got murdered. I think I'll go out and raise some consciousness about this poor man's death. And other people are actually sitting there going, yeah, I think I'll go out and bust the windows at Target and get some free stuff. That'll fix me up in the long term. Yeah. If I don't get caught, huh? Right, yeah, you idiots. Anyway. We got to look at everything, the four directions. We got to look at things spiritually. How is what's going on affecting us spiritually? A lot of you will run to the comfort of your religion, which is a good thing, and you will seek solace. But what is the basis of all religions? It's the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done to you, right? Heal the sick, feed the poor, clothe the hungry. You know what I mean. This is what it's about, religion-wise. But see, it's the true religious person who can take these basic ideas and examples of the masters who started these religions and start to say, hey, maybe I have that in me too. Maybe I can evolve today and make the world better than I found it, huh? You little Boy Scouts out there, I'm telling you. Mars conjunct Neptune, conflict. We've got to look at our spiritual world, our ideological world, our material world and how we make our way through that, and our emotional world. And that's where all of this stuff is going to glom up and store piezoelectrically in this, oh, I get a little pain in the neck, oh, I'm getting heart fibrillations, oh, my colonoscopy didn't come out good. So you store these fears and these emotions here and there, and if you don't consciously work on this stuff, it manifests physically through illness and dis-ease. You don't want that. Be cool. Go within. Examine yourself. Try to get a handle on this. Let go of that mind, that monkey mind with all of its lists, and say, God, help me. Allah, come to me. Zarathustra, whoever you believe in. The flying spaghetti monster. Give me a clue. I'm here to work with you. Anyway. There's this thing called Black Moon Lilith. You may not have heard about it, but I'll get in deeper about that. But what that does is it makes space for the wild ideas like you get from Uncle Guido here, right? I'm always going against the grain. But Black Moon Lilith says, hey, you know, keep an open mind like Frank Zappa said. Minds are like parachutes. They only work when they're open. And you might find a little kernel of truth to help you on your way. And emerge from this broken paradigm. I'm telling you, if we give our power away to the government and the powers that be to come up with the solutions, we're going to be in worse shape than ever. I've never seen nothing the government does that they don't screw up, I'll tell you what. Holy moly. $500 toilet seat, yeah. Good move. Smooth move. Anyway. Mercury in Aries with Cryon is happening right now. And this is kind of an intellectual button pusher. So everybody's got their little ideas. They've got their own little soapbox. I'm up on my soapbox and I'm telling you the way I think it is, you know. And you know, there's going to be conflict around that. Oh no, you got it all wrong. You're a Trumper. You're a snowflake. You don't know Jack, you know. And Jack don't know shit. And, you know, but I'm telling you, this energy that we are under right now is the sacred cow slayer. It's here to say, let go. Open up your mind. Get ready for something new. Okay? And we've got Uranus and Taurus. Interesting. The unexpected just may be the solution you could never think of. If you just have that increment of an open mind, the new way might be found through something completely from left field, off the charts, whatever you want to call it. We got Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto really close together in conjunction, going back and forth, and Capricorn and Aquarius with retrogrades and stuff like that. And this is just huge energy to break down the status quo. This is the kind of energy that was very similar around the Revolutionary War times and the Civil War times. People, it's out of control. There ain't nothing you can do but surrender. Who are you going to surrender to? Man and the government? Or are you going to surrender to what your version of God may be? And it doesn't matter what you call it, or who you name it, or who you follow, or if it's an individual inward thing. That's what knowing thyself means. What is your connection to the universe? What is the all about? Yeah, you know, I'm preaching. I'm sorry. Let's see if I got anything here. Oh, I had this funny idea. You know, back in 2012, all the metaphysical people were meta-babbling about, 2012 we're going to ascend into the stars, the age of Aquarius will get underway, it'll be groovy, 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 and nothing happened. Even a cheesy movie version of 2012, I mean, really cool in the effects and everything, but that didn't even approach the spiritual ramifications. And according to some, this planet is a planet in which our soul incarnates to learn lessons in the physical world. And we generate energy, and that energy comes back on us. And this creates what's called karma. And we have to go through all the karmic ramifications until it comes to a 0 point. We can let it go. It's completely balanced. Well, according to some, in 2012, the karmic wheel came to a halt. The big guys upstairs said, hey, this program's over. 3D has run its course. Some of you, if you're able to graduate, let's go to 5D, which is a way more magical happening place, and your superpowers come on and stuff like that. And, there's a lot less war and strife and stuff like that, but there's still lessons to learn at that level. It's all just, you keep going, you keep going. Anyway, my theory is that from 2012 to 2019, we were given an extra dispensation of, they gave us a break. They said, okay, here's a little, how'd they put it, pre-tribulation dispensation for reconsideration to see if man can gracefully evolve or go deeper into density. And things are pretty dense. Once again, my solution is go within, go into nature, be cool, love thy neighbor as you would love thyself. These are simple things. That's all you need to know. You don't need a guy telling you which way to walk down the aisle at the grocery store. You don't need a mask. I'm telling you, nothing can penetrate you when you are in love and joy and service. But when you are in fear, you need that mask. Because, boy, the boogeyman's out there to get you, I'll tell you what. It will. Anyway, that's about it on my astrology thing. I'm not going to do such a long one today because I know I get long-winded and you're just going like, God, Guido, so redundant. I'm going to come up here and move my little camera down to the cards because I did cards and a lot of people been digging the cards. And some people are afraid of the cards. That's okay. There's nothing here that's bad within the cards. They're just tools to help you see a little better. Yeah, let's get that out. We get them all in there. Come on, just a little more. There we go. Anyway, just asking, once again, with all this chaos and rioting and crazy shiznit that's in everybody's face on the non-stop fear injection news cycles. And that's what they want. They want all this craziness, keep you in fear. You can't evolve when you're in fear, people. You got to look at these things. You got to look at what didn't work in the past. Here you are, right here. Oh my God, gloomy Gus spilt all of his milk and he doesn't know what to do but sit there and stare at it and go over it and over it in ad nauseum. Well, Pally Poo, take your 2 little cups and head on out to the new deal. Okay, you've got some choices to make, and the key to these new choices to be made is quit choosing the same old, same old. Been there, done that, bought the hat. Look at this guy. He's got everything he could possibly want. He's like, okay, what next? What next? Luckily, the universe isn't too harsh on us, and it's giving us a wish card here to come together. This is what's supporting everything. Internally, come together inside, blend your male and female selves, and raise your vibration through the chakras into the higher dimensional mind that I've been talking about, the 5D mind, for lack of a better moniker to hang on this idea. But that's the key. Go within and do this work first with yourself, blending your male and female self, becoming whole, and then take that out to the world and share your whole self with others. And when you share 2 whole selves together, it's infinite. When you have 2 half selves trying to complete each other, it's always looking for something outside of itself. A lot of seekers out there, they've looked, and I'm one of them. I've looked and looked and looked, and it's never out there. It's always in. Go within. A whole new paradigm. Here's the Fool in the past. This is the past. Celtic cross. Past, present, future. This sums things up. That's the outcome. Here's the past. Whether we like it or not, we have stumbled into a whole new world. Nothing's going to be the same again. Fool says, go with joy, go with play, go with enthusiasm. Bring your talents and gifts to the forefront. You got time at home, you know, paint a picture, make a diorama, do something cool with your time. Work on your own creativity. Do not invest in the movies and games and get lost in that without at least exploring your own inner creativity a little. This is what we're least aware of, and this is kind of ominous in this position, because everything that we strive for and work for, that happy home, that marriage, that picket fence, that 2.6 children, that's in the past. And we're not sure what's coming into the future, because we are just waking up to some pretty harsh realities here. And we have choices to make. And these choices are not just for us. So this guy needs to get moving. The 9s are always the completion card. Remember your numerology, my little students of life. 9s are completion. We need to let go of the negative emotions that we've gone through. We need to be reborn. We need to clean house and walk away from the same old struggles. So we have 3 9s in this reading, and so this truly means completion of the phase of vibration. We've been there, done that, went around the wheel at this level of vibration, and now that vibration is going to expand out and get more expansive. Unfortunately, the future is marked by the devil. And so we're going to be stuck at looking at our ties to our material world. Hey, I got a mortgage, I got a car payment, I got kids to put through college, I got to put some food on the table. What am I willing to do if I've lost my job, especially to meet these obligations? You know, and so we get lost in the fear of the material world and lack and no insurance and stuff like that. Well, there is no insurance. The key here is to ask yourself, what serves you? What is really working for you that you can build upon? Or what are you serving? What are you tied to under the chains of the devil? A lot of people are going to go into drugs and suicide and alcohol to ease the pain of their material world being snatched from them. And that's a lesson right there. Going into the darkness and wrestling with the demon is a big spiritual lesson. And sooner or later, you will come out of it. But when you're in it, it's real and it hurts and it's scary. And God help you. Okay? This kind of sums everything up. Here's America right now going, oh God, make it go away. This bad dream just never quits, and the television just keeps telling me what to do, and I don't like it. And we are waking up. And the key to waking up is try to get a handle on the negative, nattering nabob mind that just keeps like I was just doing there. Try to get a handle on that. Try to get a handle on your emotions in the stormy seas of emotionality. Try to get a handle on that and be there. Be strong. Be calm. Stand there and observe this energy, good or bad, coming at you. You just look at it. Be neutrally detached. Face it. Make the correct choices. And try not to be, all about me and what can I get out of the situation, and try to think about others and what you can bring to the situation. Everybody's in America is carrying a heavy load right now. Those of you who are still working, like in my case, work's never been bigger. Those of you who aren't working, we've been talking about these things. It's going to get tough, folks. This is going to be a rough winter. It's going to be a real rough winter. Next couple of months, more and more crap is just going to be flung our way. And you need to be ready to face that, because what we're witnessing is the death of the old and the birth of the new. And that's never easy. Outcome isn't too bad if we can get a handle on our emotions. This is the key. And really look at what it is truly within our heart's desire. We can find ways to clean house, to make the arrangements, to go to this new level. This is actually, if I can let all this go, I'm free to go to a new level. But see, with the 3 9s, we're in the tail ends of this new energy that's started. It's not over. But it could be very soon if we can get a handle on ourselves properly. Powers that be, there they are. That outside, they've got this sewed up just the way they want. They planned it. They released it. They're fomenting it through the riots. It's a mess. So I asked, okay, how's America going to fare for this coming year? And there's the 5 of Pentacles, and that's always hardship right there. So if there's something you can do to help others who are having this sort of reality, please don't hesitate to bring them in and give them a meal and stuff like that. We've all been through this, and we know what that's like. And now, en masse, the whole world is under circumstances that are threatening this sort of thing. Don't give in to fear. Be the magician. We're all collectively looking at a clean slate. I call this card the clean slate. It's in the connector part. If you're focusing on the past and what's gone wrong and what you've lost, you can't look forward into the future to create with wisdom. The wands, remember? Always wisdom. Go to your wisdom. This we talked about a little bit. It's what we're least aware of, and it can come through. We can have a good new structure in this new world. This card I pulled for what can we do to find the highest and best path. And we've got about 1 to 4 months of just watching things unfold before a clear direction comes before us. So we're kind of in the observational surrender to what's coming across to us right now. Another blessing card I pulled from the Voyager deck is the Master of the material world. And so this is telling you it's time to dig deep, bootstrap yourself into claiming your reality, being the master of your reality, honing your skills, bringing forth that mastery that you have. Each one of us has a gift, and it is up to us to go within, uncover the gift, and work with it. And that's called Dharma. That's called rightful action. That's called the highest path.
And man's world keeps telling you, do this, do that, you know, invest here, buy that, get married, and you'll be happy. But, you know, sometimes that works. Most of the time it doesn't. Because you get all that stuff, and you go, okay, what's next? You've heard me say it a million times. So let's do the last 3 cards here for the reading real quickly. And the first question is, what is the first question? Guido, are you full of shit or what? Well, yes, I am, but let's see if I'm giving you the straight poop or not. Here's the card. Well, that's an interesting card. That is the 6 of Pentacles and has to do with helping others less fortunate than you. And it's kind of one of the karmic related cards. It says you owe the world the best that you've got to give, because there's people out there that are really hurting. And, you know, there's children starving in Ethiopia, right? So if you can do anything, people, that's the message that I am to hammer home. Try to remain balanced within all of this. Try to be compassionate and understand even the poor people that are going nutty with the rioting. You know, the herd mentality latches in, and it's a knee-jerk reaction, and it's just a symbol of not having very high consciousness and getting sucked into the herd mentality. So, is Uncle Guido full of shit? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The scales go back and forth, so you take what you can from this message, okay? What are the steps that we in this collective experience here in America and in the world can take to get through these times of change and revolution and everything else? Oh, looky there. That's the blank card. I call that the wish card. That tells me there are multiple realities that you can find yourself in. If you either choose consciously or subconsciously to go through the harder lessons of lack and despair, it's there. If you choose to find a way through and become prosperous in there, it's there. If you choose to isolate and just go deeper into the cave, it's there. It's all there. The wish card is there. Use it how you will. So that's really nice. This is what you can do. The universe is giving you 2 wish cards here to say, look, we're here to help you. Just kind of reach out to the higher self. So let's just see if we can get a clue how everybody in America can respond to what's going on here. Oh, look at here. Now we get a major arcana. That's the 3rd major arcana in this reading here. So what can we do? It's time to clean house, to transmute, for the caterpillar to become the butterfly, as I always say, to maybe look at your diet and vibrationally how that's affecting you. Look at what you're doing to bolster your immune system, what you're taking, the energy that your mind is constantly consumed in, what that is magnetizing out. You know, wherever you keep your focus, that's going to radiate out and draw like to you. Okay, here's the blessing for the future of America. Let's pray for a good one. Well, that doesn't look too fun, does it? But it's not too bad either. That chick, all she's got to do is rub up and down on those swords, and her ropes will be gone, and she can tear off her blindfold. But what that card means is that we are so locked into what we believe and what we think we know, and how things are done, and how cool am I, and how stupid are you, you Trump supporters, and how dumb are you, you snowflakes. You know, let's let go of these old stagnant ideas that have gotten us exactly where we are. And let's open the door for some new courses of action, for some new creativity, for some change, for some freedom. And remember what I said about freedom. It can never be bestowed upon you. It can only be something that you find within. Do not rely on the government to fix you. It's in your court. You've got to take the steps. Every time you take a step, the universe rushes in 2 steps towards you to help you find the missing pieces, if you're so open to that. And what really helps you into finding that is to cultivate your intuition, like Uncle Guido always says. I'm going to throw one more blessing card on top of that, because I think there's one more word here. Ooh, whole pile almost fell out. There we go. Hand of God. It's giving the sword of action to you. It's saying, take action, my brethren. I will meet you. If you are working for me in service to others to make this world a better place, you will be victorious in all of your endeavors. And I will lift you up and support you and show you the way. It does not matter to me if you call me Allah or Christ or Buddha or Shiva. These are just many of my many names, and I will lift you up if you are ready to go to this next dimension and take the steps to move out of fear and move forward. And on that note, Uncle Guido here says, there it is. Boom. Hasta la pasta. There's the button. I gotta shut this thing off. Oh man. There it is.